Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Slay the Spire Downfall. Run history, I need you. We played as the champ. I feel like that means we are on pace to play as the interesting characters, aka page 2 characters. The Automaton, the Gremlins, and the Snecko. We're on Ascension 4. We're on Ascension 4 with everyone, and Ascension 5 with these enemies. I died as the Guardian before I killed the boss? Disappointing. Automaton, please allow me to create cool cards. Again, playing the Downfall mod here. Ascension 4. We are pretty much a fifth of the way through the Ascensions. God, that's a lot of runs. Choose. Flee in terror. Gain money. Card or a relic? There are so many more negative boss relics in Slay the Spire Downfall that going for a random boss relic can really ruin you. Like if you get the relic that adds slimes to your deck and you want to try to build a thin deck, e.g. with this character, it could kind of screw you a little bit, but you do have a draw card in the deck that go to. So that one's very risky. Also getting 1 energy every combat with the Automaton is really nice. Enemies fleeing. We cannot make the elite flee. We might be able to make a elite flee here, but I would probably go for multiple elite fights on this Ascension level, so that's probably out. We could choose a colorless card, which won't synergize at all with our deck, or gain a bunch of money and then go to an early shop. You know what, give me the money, let's go to an early shop. I feel like it's been a while since we have done this. Go to an early shop, that is. Connie says, watching Automaton always gives me programming PTSD. Automaton can be an interesting character to play as. As far as programming goes, the only programming I've done recently is I have actually been looking up information on creating Factorio mods to do one very specific thing that I think needs to be done in that game. Maybe I'll work on it a little bit more and then I'll tell you more on another future date, but I haven't done a lot of programming lately, which is good for me. Deal damage to all enemies multiple times, gain artifact exhaust flail. You know, it's not bad. It exhausts, the artifact gain can keep you protected, scales with strength, gain a wound, cycle each status, dealing 7 damage for each cycle. Discard a card, drawing a new card to replace it. So this is straight up just 7 damage or 14 damage. Exhaust a random status card in your draw pile cleanse. That's not bad for like slimes. Well, you'd have to shuffle first, but just give me the flail. I've never actually taken that card, I don't think, but even on a turn like this, it's a kill. So that seems pretty decent. Upgrading it will only really give it 1 more damage, which is not amazing, but something. We're gonna love having that depending on the elite that we fight, of course. Entropic Brew. Good. We've got all of it. We got the whole suite. Constructor, Separator, and Terminator. Win the first card, win the middle, win the last card. Gain block when encoded as the first card, increase block by 5. Deal damage when encoded in the middle, do more damage. We tend to have more ways of gaining damage in the deck, and we would like more ways of gaining block. So Constructor is not that bad. It really does have to be the first card though. Terminator, being able upgraded, I like it to be able to play a function twice, depending on the function, of course. But it really does need an upgrade to be playable. I'll just take the Constructor. Give me something. I suppose we'd like to play that next turn, so let's not go to. E.g., let's not draw. He's only gonna do 5 damage, or he does 10 damage, excuse me, which is not that bad. We can gain, does this gain 10 block? or does it only get 10 block when it's in the function? It only gets 10 block when it's in the function, okay. I really thought it would give you 10 block when you played it, which is, you know, better. It's certainly way better. But hey, you know, if we can do 50 damage to this guy when our deck is garbage, that's not too bad. He stole 15 gold, who cares? Or does he steal 30? I don't know. Infinite loop. Deal damage in code, compile, gain a copy of this, increase its damage by 2 or 4. So you have to pay 1 energy for it every time it shows up, and you have to have the energy to play this when you compile your function, which means you have to have 2 energy to play the function that you compile. That's not amazing. There's an encoded card to return to your hand. It gains retain. This is scaling damage, but there's much better damage cards in the deck. So if you upgrade it, it's 6 and then 10 and then 14. I think it's a skip. I don't think Infinite Loop is necessarily all that good. And I think it's really just due to the fact that it's kind of expensive. It is scaling damage though, but there's another problem with this card, which is that you need to be able to compile functions constantly, but once you compile all of your cards, you only have this coming back. Yeah. So you have to have 2 other encodable cards for every copy of Infinite Loop. Yeah, I think it's a skip, because it doesn't increase the damage permanently, only for that combat. Whenever you draw a function, increase all numbers on it by 1 except for cost. Okay, you know, that's pretty good. I like that one, I really do. Compile error exhausts backtrace. It's not bad, actually. Safeguard is, weirdly enough, a better block than the one that we added in because it's more than 5. Costs 1 less for each function created as combat, gain a bunch of block. I think we will go Sentient Form because it's just kind of funny. Branch is good as well, but we'll just go for Warpaint. It hit defends, which is not great, but, you know, it's fine. Could take a Safeguard, but I think we'll just keep our money and maybe try to remove a card later. I think we're going... I think this is fine. Become Cursed. Let's do it. At the start of your turn, gain counter equal to half of the amount of expired block. We unlocked this on the last run, I think. So we can play block if we have nothing else to do with our turn, and it turns it into damage later. It's actually, like, not bad. So by putting up 13 block, we're gonna get 6 counter, I think. So all we have to do is defend, and these guys are gonna blow themselves out. If I go to, then, so you're dead. No, you're not dead. I have to hit you for 3. So now you're dead, and we're taking no damage. It's a nice ability because it turns excess block into damage. It really is. Or you're dead. Counter only lasts for 1 hit, but that's fine because, you know, if you play 10 block, that's still 5 damage on a future turn. So if you have nothing else to do, you can at least do that. Fragment is really nice. It works very well with that form that we have. For loop also, because you can encode it multiple times. But I think Fragment is just a solid card. It scales with both strength and dexterity. We will upgrade. Double Flail's pretty nice. Go to is way too much. You know, with Replicate, I guess you do have an infinitely playable card to make that infinite draw work, or infinite scaling card work, I suppose. Fragment is 1/1. This gets 2 more block, and then it's 14 when it's in a function. Replicate's better. Flail. I do like the 2 artifact. Why don't we grab that? We've upgraded a few cards in this deck. I think we do need to fight an elite at this point. Let's do it. Preserved insects. Yeah, seems like a good time for it. And this is why we want flail. Can't play this, unfortunately, but it's actually fine. So excess block will turn into damage. We should have 3 counter. It's kind of like having a bad spikes, I guess. Do we want to draw? This gives us 16 block. I don't think we need to draw. I mean, if I strike you twice and then defend, then you're gonna take the 3 counter, and then we're gonna roll over 6 counter. I'm liking the counter, I am. Now, can I kill you? 16 damage, I cannot kill you. This seems like a bad time for the flail then. We should have maybe thought about this a little bit more, that's okay. Now this seems like a good time for the flail, because flail plus 9 damage will kill you. Now we're gonna take 3 damage from that regret. We'll purge the regret at the upcoming shop. I will go there just to get that card out of my deck. Peace pipe. Well, you know now. Well, I do want to go fight this elite, so we wouldn't be able to remove it until there. We could go left. Purge the curse, purge another card, fight an elite here. I'd really like to hit the question marks though. Recursive strike. Deal 6 damage 2 times, encode 2 copies of a normal strike. So really this is basically doing, this is 4 strikes for 2. Oil spill. Deal damage, apply poison, encode, compile error, insert a slime. I feel like this is a skip. I don't feel like those cards were particularly great. Now you're getting stronger and you're stealing my garbage. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, we got potions. Your next card is played twice. Flex potion, pizzazz potion. This seems like very good for when we actually get to flail. Flex it, pizzazz, duplicate it. I can see it. You're doing 15 damage. Well, there is 17 block. You're not gonna hit any counter I put up, unfortunately, but that's fine. This seems like the right time to do this. Oh, strength gain is permanent, by the way. Now that's a lot of potions to play against this guy, but it basically allowed us to do an extra 100 damage, I feel. And we gotta kill him at some point on this run to get our money back anyways. Refactor. Scry, exhaust all cards discarded, gain block for each status. Return, put a card from the discard on top of your draw pile, next turn gain energy. So it costs 1 energy, but you get it back. Merge conflict. The next time you encode a card, encode a copy. That's pretty good. What do we have that it encodes? Well, really not that much. This also seems like a skip, but... Ah, man, we have such an expensive deck. This seems pretty good because you can get an extra card for free, but we only have 1 cost and 0 cost encoding cards. So encoding a copy of a fragment for free is not really that amazing. I think I'm gonna skip. I know I'm skipping a lot of cards, I'm sorry. At the start of each turn, gain a minor beam. Deal damage and code. This I actually do like. Blockchain I like. I can't afford... Well, I can really afford nothing if I'm going to remove cards. Technically, we can go here and remove at the camp. Or we could fight some elites and then remove here. Am I going to really get one card added to the deck instead of removing a curse? I don't know. Pretty interesting. Blur is just so good, but this is really sizable damage for free. Deal damage and encode a minor beam every turn. I'm gonna take the blockchain though. I'm not gonna buy a potion though. I know we literally just spent all of our potions, but whatever. You stumble upon one of the Exordium's rundown drone factory. Surprisingly, the controls are still working. If you power up and dismantle some of these shape-like machines, you can inherit some of their weapons. Gain combat rewards. Deal damage, encode, compile, gain thorns. Gain block, deal damage, encode, compile, insert dazes. Apply soul burn to all enemies, encode, compile, insert burns. These seem pretty bad. Spike is the only one that's like at least passive or good. These ones all have negatives. Explode does damage in 3 turns. Or purge artifact. You get 2 burns added to your deck. You get 2 dazes added to your deck. Gain block and damage is pretty good though. It's weird, but I think that's a leave. That's not really what I'm looking for. Duplicate 2 cards. Duplicate a card. What would we like to duplicate in this deck? Flail or upgraded defends. We could duplicate our blockchain to get a lot of blur rolling around. Probably not what we're looking for. We could duplicate fragments. We could duplicate sentient form. I think we'll duplicate 1 card, and I think we'll duplicate the Flail, just because it is like best card that we have in the deck, and that's a lot of artifacts, but I don't like doing that. Oh good, 2 Flails on turn 1. Was really hoping to get a card removal there, but you know what, that's fine, that's fine. We don't need it, that's fine, that's fine. And one of these days, I'm telling you, we're gonna play that sentient form. If I have to get a Snecko Eye to play it, I have to get a Snecko Eye to play it. Apply vulnerability. That's pretty good. Next turn gain block, it's fine. The thing about this is that it's free, which is why it could be pretty good. But let's take the vulnerability. We could probably use it. Lagavulin, welcome. How you doing? I would very much like to play my sentient form. Even if I draw it, I can't play it. But we can get that out of the deck at least. And you know what? We can play defends. It rolls over counter. Increase all numbers on it by 1 except cost. I think we should play it. It cost us that turn, but I think we needed to play it. This turn's gonna blow. We're gonna take 7 damage. We still have that curse in the deck as well. Clink, clink, clink. That's why I think we should play it. Because now we actually get a lot of block on that one. Encode the blur. Deal damage, draw a card, and get another blur. We don't need another blur. What we need is defend. Oh, you know what? Blur doesn't expire block, does it? So we don't get the counter. Very interesting. Deal damage, gain blur. Gain 2 blur. Let's play that. We have a lot of block coming up, so why don't we flail you? It's actually very good damage, and then we don't get debuffed. We're gonna kill this guy. We'll get him. It might take some time, but we'll get him. There we go. That was not that bad. Frozen egg is really nice. Choose one of 3 random cards to encode, repeat until you create a function. I like it. Play a copy of each encoded card they do not encode. That's only for the current function that you have. I think we will take Delayed Guard now. Another block would be nice. I have a lot of burst attack damage with the flails, but that's not really that much attack damage. That seems good enough. We get 14 block next turn. Hey, you don't have any money! Honey! Give me a Constructor, a Replicate, a Flail. Don't worry, this Regret's gonna be removed the next Campfire. And I'll fight the boss with 29 HP, I don't care. Apply Weak. Increase the numbers on encoded cards by 1 except cost. This only applies to 1 or 2 cards depending on how many you have in the encoded card. It does not apply to functions in your hand, unlike the power that we have. I do think that weakness would be nice. Gotta remove that curse. Gotta remove all of our strikes and defends as well. And then we have a pretty thin deck that can get upgraded very quickly with the sentient form, but it's gonna be hard to upgrade it because what we really need is the energy to play it. You're gonna make me vulnerable, huh? I wouldn't mind flailing you, but I think I'm just gonna play the potion to get ahead of you. This is the last card, it gets played again. Infinite Loop will allow us to continuously compile this together. But the Constructor is a good block card. I'll take that one. Deal damage and code, compile, gain dexterity. Very nice. Gain artifact, compile error, all enemies gain block. That's really not that bad. We could get energy in days, but we're gonna have 4 energy. On this turn, we can play this fragment block. I would like to play Flail. I kind of need the energy, weirdly enough. So we'll do it. Then we can smack you. Avoid the vulnerability, smack ya, gain blur. We're gonna roll over 10 block and then also get more blur as soon as we play this card. Taking not that much damage. I could just play Sentient Form and let my my created functions just keep looping. This guy does add a lot of statuses to my deck. He's very annoying. We're only taking 7 damage on this turn. Honestly, I feel like you just play that. Except, oh dude, we got so much garbage. I think you just accept it. I would like you to be vulnerable or weak for 2 turns. And we've got block coming up next turn. I mean, if we just keep getting the blur, we can get infinite blur with that sentient form. Oh, hey, look. Gain 2 energy, insert 1 days. It's not bad. Replicate. Draw a card next turn, gain block. Let's make you vulnerable. Draw a card, make you even more vulnerable. Insert a daze, gain energy. Replicate, strike, daze, or rather defend. I love and hate that sound effect. Oh good, there's the wounds. I mean, this boss might be the hardest first floor boss. Just due to the fact that he puts so much garbage in your deck. Oh my god. 2 blur, 2 weak. Draw 2 cards, next turn gain 10 block, apply 2 vulnerable, gain 3 energy, insert a daze, gain 14 block, deal 10 damage. Alright, you know what? Apply vulnerability, gain 3 energy, gain 2 blur, 3 weak, hit you twice, strike. Sentient Form is an interesting one. It's hard to work around, but in theory you can go infinite if you get enough gives energy and gives draw cycling around in your deck. I think it's hard to make that happen, but it could happen. Still have 1 artifact. let's get another function out there. I am losing 33 block, but gaining 16 counter. Wow. We dead? I think we're dead. No, we're gonna kill him and live with 1 HP because he's gonna hurt himself. My God. Jesus. All right, well, it's one way of doing it. Deal damage to a random enemy for all your status cards, then exhaust them. Exhaust. All status cards. Hand, discard, and draw pile, I think. Very good, but I don't like building around statuses. Encode compile creates a function. At the start of your turn, this is very slow because it doesn't work on the turn that you play it. But if we can get a lot of block and blur every turn, I think this is a skip. Although Virus is also pretty good. Retain, transform all cards into minor beams for free. You can just kind of dump your hand. Dump curses. Dump expensive cards. Dump strikes. Dump defends. Not bad. I think we can take Virus. First 3 functions you create each combat cost 0 until played. Until played. Gain energy, can no longer see intense, extra relics. I think this is what we want because this is essentially 3 of these. Instead of the first time you create a function, gain energy, the first 3 functions cost 0. Yeah, we'll take this one. They have reached the city. Hello, Orb. Orb man. Orb man! I do want to fight some elites on this floor. I also want to hit up campfires and question marks. We'll do question mark path first. Okay, not a good turn. Also, could use some more energy to play sentient form. Black Star, though? Don't need it. This is not fantastic. I don't know, do you take 14 damage just to play this? It's either that or you take 9. I guess we'll take 14 then. That's a pretty bad turn 1 draw. I've got blocks in the deck somewhere. Next turn, gain block. Draw, compile, draw, encode. We need more blocks. Why don't we play this? It's fine. This, we draw. Draw. Defend. Dude, I'm getting kind of scared here. We just lost half of our HP thanks to 1 enemy. At least we do have a good blur right now. I don't really want to get rid of my blocks though. We've also done 0 damage. I don't have a lot of faith in this run right now. At least I can hit you now. Don't worry, we're gonna start going clunk, clunk, clunk. We're not rolling over any block. So do I hit you? Next turn, gain 7 block, gain blur. I need more block cards in the deck. So maybe we shouldn't get rid of these defends. Clunk, clunk, clunk. I also have no blocks right now. Next turn I can gain block. Actually, this does draw. There we go, okay. So block, block. It still costs 0. Dun, 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 dun. Clink, clink, clink. Like, we gotta play our functions and then shuffle to get the value out of that sentient form. It's a little slow. We're gonna have to probably rest at some point, really. You know? Oh, you know what? When we create a function like this, we still have to pay 1 energy for it. For loop. The next card you encode causes X additional copies to be encoded. X plus 1. Wild Strike. Choose an encoded card to return to your hand. It gains retain. You still have to pay for it, though. For loop could encode more draw, or more blur, or more block. Next turn. I'm gonna skip it. I might want to bail and go rest path. Because if we go left, I mean, we still have to fight an elite. We have to fight an elite no matter what direction we go, though. Lose money, obtain random colorless cards. Give me 3. Mayhem. At the start of your turn, play the top card of your draw pile. You know, why not? I got expensive cards. At the start of your turn, add a random colorless card to your draw pile. Or sorry, to your hand. It is a power, but it thickens up the deck with things that we don't want. Panic button. Gain 30 block. You cannot gain block 2 turns. We can probably flail this. So I'm gonna take it. Speaking of, although I have no other blocks in my hand, unfortunately. So that's 12 damage down. Oh, Virus did just remove my entire deck, huh? You know? At least it does good damage, even though I hate you. Good flail. I mean, I can kill you with literally anything next turn. There's no reason to play the sentient form. I can kill you right now. Next turn, gain 7 block. I need more block this turn. Next turn is too late. I really don't think we want to fight an elite. The function costs as much as the most expensive piece. Functions cost 1, I believe. It doesn't matter if it's a 2 cost or 0 cost card in it. Functions cost 1. I'm gonna bank on a heal. Probably shouldn't do that. We could, you know what? What about Apparition? I've already clicked on it. They're not gonna be upgraded, but I think Apparition is what we want. Remove a card, all strikes and defends gain encode. Remove a card from your deck. Dude, we gotta remove these cards. But allowing us to encode the strikes and defends, you know, it actually synergizes pretty well with this, and then we can have these defends be worth quite a lot in our encoded cards. Yeah. Did that work? It did work. Let's give everything encode. Let's do it. Take everything. Obtain a special relic. Transform 2 cards. Get Jaxed. I don't want Jaxed. I'm gonna fight him for everything. This could go very poorly, though. The Augmenta. Okay, this is going very poorly already. The only thing I have is next turn gain block. But no, we can play 2 defends and weakness. So we have a lot of energy in this turn. Go to, weaken, defend, draw a card, weaken, defend. We're taking no damage, so we don't have to play Apparition, it'll exhaust, whatever. Code, hit him. We got another copy of this, hit him again. Rolling over 14 block. You apply debuffs which transform my cards. It's actually very bad with this character because I can't, or rather, I'm more likely to lose my functions. Pretty bad. I do like gaining dexterity. Actually, you know what I like? I really like the idea of Fortify, Virus, and then we can just do a lot of damage on this turn. It's not too bad, not too bad. We're not rolling over any block, though. And he's hitting for 21, huh? Yeah, it kind of sucks. Although, hold up. Can I kill you? 7, 7. 12, 12, 24. 24 plus, we should have played the other potion. 24 plus an extra 14. We can do 38 damage. We're not even coming close to killing you. Where's my apparitions? I can put up 14 block though. So I think we'll do that. I wish I had more energy too. Because this is going to cost 2 energy to play this. We got to do it. But maybe you just want to mayhem. Like 7. I don't have a potion that does enough damage on this turn. But now I do have apparitions we can toss out there. Library. Gain a random card with encode at cost 0. Can't really play that right now. What I will do is roll over some apparition. This guy is dead, it's just gonna take a minute. Ah, right. This doesn't exhaust. So that's a very dangerous card with Mayhem. We might want to consider getting that out of the deck. But now we can maybe artifact that strength. Next time you encode a card, encode a copy. Branch, deal damage or gain block. The option not chosen is encoded. Full release encode becomes a power. I don't think we want that. I think we want to skip. But I do want to transform these strikes out of my deck. Became a full release. All right, try it again. Became another sentient form. That's scary. At least this one's upgraded. And then I don't want Jax, so we're gonna skip that one. And I have to fight an elite. Dude, I have to take Pendib, just in case it keeps me alive. This is nice. I did get what I wanted, of course. What I wanted was Flail, but maybe we can draw into Flail. Oh, apparition! Thank you! I don't think it's worth playing a defend. You know, if we draw Virus, then we can play Mayhem, because this won't ever get played. Did they get rid of 2-cost encode cards too then? No, there are 2-cost encode cards. I'm gonna play that. We can always play this later with our vulnerability potion. We should probably play the Soulburn potion. We should have probably played it on the last turn. Get it out there now. Yeah, we should have played it last turn, absolutely. Panic button, I don't have apparition. Sorry, I don't have artifact. And we're weak. We could draw it. Let's get our power out. And by power I mean our function. It's a lot of block. We got Mayhem. So I think we're gonna apparition, and then I think we're gonna Mayhem. We still have Virus in hand, so we can use that for damage when we need it. Clunk. You're dead next turn. There's the Flail, that's what we wanted. Oh, Strike got encoded too. Excellent code, we'll get 10 block. No, we'll get 18 block and kill this enemy. Ah, but we can't play Flail. If we upgrade this, or sorry, if we vulnerability you, this will do, well, 24 damage. I mean, I can kill you, but we'll take damage as a result. Am I okay taking 10? Yeah, I think we gotta play this. You play Flail. It'll do 24. Then we can play Virus. I can probably kill... I think we gotta play the Defend and the Fragment. I think I can still kill you, though. It'll be Defend, Fragment, Virus. But I think I need to play the Virus in order to get another Encode card. How much damage do we need? Those will do 7. If I replicate Delayed Guard Virus, I think we got you. In fact, I know we have you. Now you're already dead next turn. We're not taking that much damage. Okay, taking 4. And then we should live. I think we'll stack up the Apparition. We should have played that Soulburn 1 turn earlier. It would have saved us 4 damage. Now you're dead. We got Pendiv on that one too. Hilarious. Okay, that was scary. We need to rest. Lose 4 HP, gain money, lose 9 HP, gain money. Oh, it's a chance of losing HP. I don't want to lose HP. I think we won. Oh no, it's Snake Plant. Oh no. It's okay though, we can Apparition. So maximum we're taking 3. Do you just take 3? There's no point hitting him, so we might as well defend. Wait a minute. Okay, we're rolling over block. We are frail though. Sentient Form is nice, but I don't think it's what we want on this combat. I think we want Constructor, Delay, Apparition, Apparition. Okay, we still have 2 turns of intangibility. No debuffs, I don't think. Mayhem, Apparition. Give me vulnerability. Since this card only had block on it, that's a good one to have the vulnerability. Go to. This seems like a good time for Sentient Form since our turn kind of blows. No, we should have played. It didn't matter, but we should have played that first. Dun, 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 dun. The extra counter we're getting is working very nicely. Heal. I think I played that in the wrong order. Virus might. Oh, you know we have Blur. Play that. Virus might be able to kill you pretty soon though. Ding, ding, ding. Gain, apply vulnerability. Gain a bunch of block. Could probably virus you now. We're a little weak though. We do have a lot of blur. Do we have another one of those coming up? Yeah, we should get more block next turn. I know I'm just applying a lot of block and just hoping for the best, but this guy really hurts. Max output is incredible. We need to rest, even though we only get 9 HP. Well, for 9 HP, I don't know. Nah, we needed to do it, I think. Sentient Form here is way too slow. Which sucks, because this fight is way too fast for us. This is not how we build. It makes me kind of want to play Sentient Form, just so that we can get our cards rolling around, but I think we just gotta get to the flail. Didn't get there. Okay. Crap. Am I really gonna just play a fragment? I could play 2 apparitions, but dude, this combat is gonna suck. I really wanted to hold on to that strength too. I mean, I think you just do this. And then we might as well encode, might as well encode the better card. That is not a good turn 1. I think we're gonna die on this combat. Right, that makes sense actually. Game is saying sentient form. I think we have to kill them before we shuffle. I think that's too slow. But I do like this. I mean, it's basically what we needed. That's a good one. Gain block? Sure, give me a big block power. And then we can... it doesn't quite kill you. But you know what? You'll die on the counter. Then we can start weakening one of you. Maybe we'll be okay. It's unfortunate that we drew both flails at the same damn turn. So that's a free apparition. We should play this one. We should play the go-to. We should probably play this. Okay, we're still rolling over block. They are 12 strength up though. We still have another apparition. We played the function for free. Can I play 2 attacks? No. So I think you play this. I think you play this. I think you can play panic button. It rolls over the block or turns it into counter one way or another. Harrison, welcome, how you doing? Hello streamer, how are you? Oh, there's Pennib. I'm having a good time, although this run is very scary. Deal damage when encoded in the middle, increase damage, do damage to all enemies in code. Another AoE would be nice, but I don't think we really need it because of the 2 flails. I'm gonna skip. I'm skipping a lot. Oh no. I think that's okay. This is not fantastic. Vulnerable. Block. I really want to hit you and keep the strength, so I'm gonna take 4. But next turn we get 14 block. It is 32 damage on the flail, or we can apparition twice and wait for this to shuffle. But we're only taking 1. But if I play them both, next turn we'll live, and we'll be able to play more cards. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you. I don't know. 24. Okay, thank you, Apparition. Then Fragment. Then Constructor. Then Defend. Probably didn't need to play the Apparition, but what else were we gonna play on that turn, huh? At least now we roll over the block as counter. Got another Apparition, thank you. We just need to create all of the functions we can. If we play our cards, then we eventually get to a point where we have just good functions in the deck and then we can kill them more easily. It just takes its time getting there. Virus. A virus should kill you. Okay. Regal Pella. Very good when we have low HP. I'm gonna keep skipping. This is not that bad. Harrison says, once I realized the best way to play Automaton was to make really big iron waves, I stopped enjoying it because it became less about making cool custom cards and more about making big iron waves. That's a good way of describing it, because you can scale with strength and dexterity and you just build one-cost cards that give you everything that you need. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Let's get the Mayhem out there. I'm gonna Pen Nib Flail. I could kill you. I think I should. This guy's gonna get pissed off, but I think that's what we want. We get a free apparition. Let's play several free apparitions. Strength is too good on this character. It's not even strength, it's just any fragment. Excuse me. That is like one of my favorite cards in this this deck. I could have killed you. Power Potion, another Constructor. Do we need the block? Not really. Cultist Strike. Compile, increase the card's damage by 1 permanently. Dun, 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 dun. Increase this card's damage by 1 permanently. Permanently, huh? Bug Barrage is OP. I don't like it. Gain wounds. Discard them. That just means you get to draw them later. If we had Repulse, I would take this, maybe, but we don't have Repulse. Strike. It is upgraded. Strength. There's I forget what the name of the card is. There is a card that whenever you draw wounds, you get temporary strength, but it still costs you draw unless you have like a Repulse, and you still have to shuffle your deck, and I don't have the other card that gives you strength. So Bug Barrage on its own, I don't think is what we want. It is 14 damage. I don't think we need a Cultist Strike. Yeah, it's a feature. That's what it's called. I don't think we need a Constructor either, because we've got these defends. I'm gonna skip this. Now, resting would get us back up to full. We could also just purge a strike, which I think is what I'm gonna do, even though it's a little dangerous. I have 450 gold. And I will probably use a Power Potion. We're only getting hit for 3, though. You're gonna steal all of my forms, though, which is really annoying. Oh, well. Ah, well, there it is. What is your ability? Gain an artifact at the end of each turn. Upgrade the next 3 cards in Encode. Whenever you draw a function, increase numbers. Gain temporary strength and dex. Give me the form. This is not what I want. We didn't have to play that. We could have just let it cost 0 when we shuffled. There's our Sentient Form, there's a Mayhem. I knew our powers would get eaten. And we didn't have Blur, so we're taking 14 damage. But it's a feature, you know, I didn't think about it. It's a feature is actually pretty good with max output here. We're not gonna get to Pen Nib. So you probably just Apparition 3 times. We can play a Replicate. Well, you have Sentient Form, you have Mayhem. I want Mayhem first. Gain Blur, apply Vulnerability. You probably want the Blur. Do we need to play it on this turn? I mean, I'd like to have some block. We're not gonna play Panic Button. Although we have Blur, and we're gonna have Apparition. I mean, if we play Panic Button, you're gonna rebound Claw, so next turn you're probably gonna hit pretty hard. But we're gonna draw an apparition next turn anyways, so... Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Like optimal play here. Yeah, might as well play this. Now you lose focus. Might as well play this. We have 3 turns of intangibility, actually. So if we play Panic Button, we'll roll over the block because we have Blur. So yeah, play Panic Button. And then I think you save this. I think you save this so it's free when you shuffle. And then you rebounded your claw. Oh, but you're only playing that and then block. It's not that bad. Sentient form. We can play it since we're gonna have intangibility. So we should probably. Next turn gain 0 block. I wonder what'll happen if we encode that one. Let's keep it going, and then let's gain some artifact. At least you still gain block when you compile the card, you know? We're not rolling over block, but we do have counter. Are you gonna hit me? You're not hitting me at all. So Sentient Form number 1, doing work. We're getting hit for 2 damage. We still have 2 intangibility. You know what? Seems like a good Sentient Form opportunity. Get the other one out there, right? Such a slow build that we have right now. Jesus. There we go. But now we're getting a lot of value from it because we have 2, +2 on every number every time we shuffle. Also, here's what I like. I think we do this, and then this. Hey, thank you for my cards back, you jerk. You know what, let's replicate to create another card. Next turn, gain block, do damage. You know what, I'm gonna play it because it purges your artifact, and I need the block next turn because we're out of intangibility. Clunk, 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 clunk. We're doing 35. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna take 3. I have 7 turns of Blur, my lord. I got something for free. It was Replicate. Next turn, gain block, do damage. Gain block, deal damage. Draw 3? Oh my lord. I mean, that's my whole deck. Yeah, you know, let's do that then. This. Hey, it upgraded a card because we drew into it. Why not? My dude has -5 focus. Good lord. I got that one for free. Which one was that? Gain 7 blur, 12 blur. All right, that's pretty good. You're weak for 3 turns. Let's make you vulnerable. And then I could virus, but I really don't want to. I guess I'll hit you with the replicate to make another card. Now we'll probably no longer encode anything. Although if we draw replicate, we can virus to get rid of the strike and the... Oh, well, we could just play this to encode it and get it out of my deck. Same thing with the defend. Might as well, right? I mean... I mean, this is how we want this deck to operate. But it takes a while to get there. We need the intangibility to get there, but I guess, you know, that's what it's there for, right? Yeah, really big iron waves, says Hericinos. Retain, gain a strength, transform a status into a copy of this. Now we have a bit of a synergy with gaining statuses. I don't need another virus, and I really don't need an infinite loop. So we could keep Mutator, but we already scale, we don't need it. Purging statuses is nice, but the only ones that we add are dazes, so they get removed automatically. So I don't think we need a mutator because we already scale. As good as this could be, I think this is a skip. Energy. We need energy. Functions are now made up of 4 cards. That's unnecessary. It works pretty well with Platinum Core because instead of getting 9 cards for 0 cost, you get 12 cards for 0 cost. But I think we just need the energy. We need to be able to play Sentient Form and something else on a turn. +1 strength doesn't matter that much when we have Apparition. We can work around that pretty easily, but the extra energy means we can play a lot more cards every turn. All right, we healed up to full. Now this is Divinity Watcher. Really not that hard if we have the intangibility. Shouldn't be that bad. I need to kill the shop, and we need to fight this elite, which means our path is probably gonna be here. It's like a 4 elite path, but we don't have to fight all of the elites, but we have to fight the shopkeep. We could go this way to have a rest immediately after the shop. And then fight upwards of 3 elites. Oh, it's a lot of elites, but we need to do it. We cannot take Coffee Dripper. I didn't want Coffee Dripper. We need to rest maybe on occasion, and we have Regal Pillow. I think the strength is better because we have the intangibility. Watcher Act 3 isn't nearly as scary as the Time Eater. Yeah, because you can let the Watcher exit their own stance. I'm gonna go left side. Apparition. Apparition? I'm gonna go Apparition. Flail is really nice here. I didn't have to play both Apparitions, but I did. Yeah, Empty Fist or Kill Her, and we have Intangibility, which works well. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, Apparition. We don't really need Sentient Form, but I really don't have anything else to play on this turn, so I'm gonna play it, and then we'll play these, and then I'll play this. We could have played that, by the way, but we'll just play it when it shuffles. You're exploding and doing 1 damage. I don't care. What a garbage hand. You know what? Give me a Sentient Form Virus. If we're intangible. Let's hit you. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Connie says, release trailer for Darkest Dungeon 2 in 17 hours. I wonder if they're gonna show anything new. Or launch trailer, that is. Connie he's itching, man. He's like, I need more content. We should not have played Mayhem. Oh, we should have played, I'm making mistakes. I'm making big mistakes here. Yeah, at least we got an Apparition out of it. And he's dead, what does it matter? I'm gonna kill you now. I should play Constructor first. I'm making even more mistakes. My God. DD2 distracting Abe. Yeah, that's the reason for it. Dude, the extra energy gain is quite interesting. But with 4 energy, do we really need it? What I like the idea of those gaining extra energy, drawing things to go to, and then having more energy to play more cards. You insert a daze, but you will remove them, especially if you draw. I think I'm gonna skip it though. But like, it's pretty good. We don't really need as much energy now though. But you can play this with Sentient Form. But it adds dazes to your deck. Do you really want that many dazes added to your draw pile? Probably not. Especially when you need to draw into the Apparitions, so I'm gonna skip it. Ironclad is a scary Act 3 boss, says Harrison. Hermit is still easy. Which is the Ironclad Act 3? I don't remember. I should have done this differently, I think. We should have weakened this guy twice. Barricade demon form. That's not that bad. Well, it depends on how much damage you deal, I suppose. It can be not bad. A lot of damage. I have panic button though, if we need it. Or apparition. Probably just play the apparition then. So I think we want to go to... It's kind of hoping for mayhem. Let's construct, replicate. We're intangible for 2 turns, but we don't have a blur, so I'm not going to play panic button. As soon as we get to flails, like these guys are, well, not dead, but they're going to take a lot of damage. Hey, flail. So let's gain block 2 damage. Let's flail. Be a blockchain. So we roll over some of this block. There we go. Now we're scaling. Since we have so much blur, that's obvious. Weaken you. I should have probably done this in a different order. Definitely. But now we just have so much blur that we're never not gonna have it, really. Well. Rip. You're dead next turn because the virus will kill you. Okay. Goodbye, all of my cards, by the way. Null pointer. That's a good one. It's just hard to play that compile error. Next 2 times you create a function, encode a copy of the first card. For free, that's a great power. That's a power that's like, I'm always willing to play that one. By the way, roar. So if we play class default, we'll get free constructors. We already have a sentient form, we don't need another one. I would like blur. You know, defend can just be played. We've got 2 blur, so panic button's tempting. We're not gonna need block next turn. He's probably not even gonna attack next turn, is the thing. You know what? Apparition, apparition, apparition. You gave me a free card. What was it? Something, something, we gain block. Play it. Play this. Play this. All right, now we have a 12-card draw pile. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Draw 2 cards. Also have 31 counter, which is pretty good. Apparition is useless. It's not useless. We'll have it for the next turn, so we'll play it. And then we'll just keep, you know, purging more cards and encoding more cards. That's why I have all my defends in code. Yeah, I get it. Clunk, clunk, clunk. That was 59 damage on the counter, which was pretty good. You know what? There you go. There's 7 blur. We have very large iron waves. I like that, Harrison, I like that way of describing it, because that is kind of the playstyle of the automaton. From the first run as the automaton that I had, I didn't think about it, but that is what I was doing. Big iron waves. There's different ways that you can build big iron waves, though. Like I had, apparently I made a power. I had I think my first good run as the automaton, where I was gaining stats due to it's a feature, I think. That was a pretty good one. Exhaust a random status card in your draw pile, but it really is just Iron Waves and clang, 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 clang on this one anyways. Choose an encoded card to return to your hand, deal damage, draw 2 cards next turn. Drawing is nice, but we don't need it. And I gotta kill you. I gotta kill you, because if I don't kill you, you're stealing my money. And I gotta pay for souls. I feel like Sentient Form is a little slow, but what else are we gonna do? We gotta keep the strength. I don't think we're gonna kill him. So let's make you vulnerable. 2 damage. Make you even more vulnerable. Hit you as hard as we can. You're gonna steal my gold. You're gonna steal 45 of my gold. I'm not gonna take your 150. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, actually. Like, specifically you. Like, there's not even any point in, like, gaining block, but there's no point in not playing it. Well, I guess there is. We could save it for, like, an attack card. We could save it for a virus, I guess. So, hit ya. Honestly. If you're getting away from me, I'm at least gonna make it hurt. And there's a small chance that we can fight him again, but it's a very small chance. Repulsor, yes. When you create or play a function, gain 6 block and do 6 damage to a random enemy. That's very good, but I think we just need Repulsor. It's too good. One of the best cards in the whole freaking deck. Meat on the Bone. I think I'd rather just take a Lizard Tail. And then purge our last remaining strike. Virus gives us damage, so we can get rid of strike. Yeah, question mark room. There's that one encounter where you can go to the merchant directly. Plus dexterity. There's your 2-cost encoded card. We don't need a second repulsor. Add 4 random 0-cost cards to your hand. Elite combat with 2 strength. We're gonna be fighting, in theory, a lot of elites, so that's actually pretty tempting. We could take this and Lizard Tail. We also need to hold 150 gold to open the keys. So this is about 450. It's better if we only buy 1. But we'll probably get 80 gold by the end of this. Fighting some elites. If we fight all 3 elites, we'll probably have enough money for that. I'm gonna buy both. I will fight you for a rare relic. I'm going all in. We don't start with strength though, which is very unfortunate. But draw a card. Weaken you. Let's gain some block, and then draw a card and weaken you. I was really hoping to be able to hold on to this strength, but you know what? That's fine. This gives us blur. If I play this, we'll get the card out, but it doesn't give us any value. It gives us 4 damage. I think we end turn without playing the replicate. I mean, this is what we need. So, do this, 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 this. Whale, not pen nib, unfortunately, but we might draw it again. There's another sentient form. Might be able to draw into it at some point. Repulsor repulses the burns nicely. So let's get that out immediately, then draw. We gotta play the Apparition, but this is actually a fine turn for it. We need to play the Flail, I know. And in fact, we probably should have played it instead of, like, I don't know, some other garbage that we had. But that's fine, because we've got this, this. It's a function? Oh, I forgot that full release was even in our damn deck. Start of your turn, gain 4 block, deal 4 damage. Maybe deal a little bit more damage. Because we have 2 turns of intangibility. And we have another Apparition, and we're gonna repulse that burn for the days. What was the burn? We played Virus! I needed those cards, wait a minute. Well, at least he's dead. Ah, we should have pen-nibbed on this one. I forgot how many cards you actually play. Can I play? Thank you. Horseshoe. Whenever you gain weak, frail, or vulnerable, gain 1 less. That seems incredible. Turbo. Gain 3 energy. You know, Buggy Mess is not that bad anymore because it does... We can purge the days. Yeah, Horseshoe seems incredible. But I think Turbo might be better so that we can actually play the expensive cards in our deck when they show up. Now we need to get the key. So I think we're just gonna get the damn key. We also need to get the next key. Yeah, that's fine. And then we need to crack, and then get 50 gold by the end to crack the other one. You should be easy. I'm also gonna take 1 damage. All right, well, that's an interesting one. I am just playing the Apparitions because they're gonna exhaust if I don't play them. I hate when that happens because we exhaust some pretty good things like vulnerability and weakness and blur. What a garbage draw. Although we have some pretty good functions in the deck. 3 delayed scratch M's. Ah, thank you, Horseshoe. Thank you, Flail. We have no blur, so, like, I guess we're just gonna play our cards. You might as well keep the panic button. Yeah, losing blur sucks. We've got to be very careful with that mayhem. Technically, we don't need to play the Apparition, so we could play Sentient Form instead. Sentient Form will give us better scaling as we go here. I think I'm gonna do that. And you know what? I'm gonna play the Apparition. I'm very scared. I think we'll be fine. But I am a little scared. Virus is in our hand. It won't exhaust our whole deck anymore. Let's gain block. Gain block. Gain block. Gain block. Oh, it's next turn gain block. That hurt. I will admit, I thought it gained block on the current turn. That is not how that worked. So we might want to rest right here. Well, let's break some keys. I will rest, because that was awkward. Summon Orb would help. I forget which one that one is. Upgrading the entire deck might have been freaking fantastic. But I think we'll just fight ourselves for a relic. It's a weak bronze automaton. We have 10 HP and a little bit of extra strength. Thank you very much. Next turn, gain block, apply weak. That's worth it. I think that's worth it. We don't need this. You gain a lot of strength immediately. This is kind of why I'm thinking Sentient Form's pretty decent, or rather Turbo, because we can then play Sentient Form on the cheap. But we can also just do this. Now I wonder if you have a Hyper Beam. Virus in hand, which means we can play Mayhem. Where's my blur? Blockchain's coming up. We should probably Apparition. Apparition. We should probably Repulse. Did I play Max Output? Not yet. We should still do that. You know, you don't debuff me. Maybe this is a good virus opportunity? We get rid of a Fragment, but we also get rid of some expensive cards that we don't care about. I think this is a virus. We do a decent amount of damage. With 2 apparitions, we can probably block your Hyper Beam. More copies of Blur. Yes, please. No! It's okay, we've got the Blur enablers in the deck now, especially with this one here, but that was an unfortunate discard. Also, this is your Hyper Beam. You didn't do a turn off for the final charge. So we're still intangible, we'll be fine. Did it. So let's gain blur, draw, apply vulnerability, hit you, make you weak. I don't even really want to replicate, but I guess it's damage and you're almost dead, so we'll take it. I love the status effects. I have no idea what any of them do. They're just cards. All right, that went very, very easily. Tungsten Rod is okay. Increase all numbers on encoded cards by 1 except cost. Bug Barrage is now interesting, because we can get rid of the statuses, but I still don't want it. Okay, 88 gold. We're gonna get, I mean, we already have enough gold to open up the key. So, Toke, Smith, Rest. Oh my god, we can finally upgrade. It's been so long. It's been. Gain 1 blur, compile, gain 1 blur. That's a good upgrade. Sentient Form is also a pretty good upgrade. Go to for the draw is also a pretty good upgrade. We could also just remove. So we have weakness, vulnerability, blur. The next turn block, it's 0 cost, which is what I like. We'll get rid of a basic defend. It might be worth more than an upgrade. The music is, you know what? I like music, so I'm gonna do a little save and quick reload here. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the game, like my defends are no longer encoded or something like that. Nah, we're good. Next turn doesn't matter with the blur, except it does if we need blur on the current turn, but I guess the idea is the apparition is gonna carry us. So I think we're just gonna do it like this. Take 3 damage. There's gonna be turns where we just, oh, take 0. Dude, apparition is now fantastic with that tungsten rod. I didn't even think about that. It seems like a good turbo turn. Turbo turn! What would we like? I mean, I could hit you, but you're intangible. This seems like a... Well, we need apparition. Quick. If I just put a block on deprecate with full release, that's not that bad. Weak. We don't need this to scale if it's every turn, and then 8 block on top of it for free every turn. Not too bad. Gain energy. Give me weak. Give me block. Give me that every turn. And then give me a couple of artifact. Give me a fragment. And I don't even want to play replicate. I want good cards in my free functions. Well, this is an unfortunate turn, but we really do need to play blockchain. So we're gonna play that for the blur. We can wait for the other sentient form because we already played one of them. So the first card gets doubled. We can play Mayhem. We're gonna play the Apparition. I would like to double up on the gain block. Don't play your Virus. Virus is honestly a card we might want to consider removing because I don't want Mayhem to hit it, but I want Mayhem to give me freebies, like a burn. Pulse. I mean, I could hit you for 20, but I think I'd rather just Sentient Form. We don't even need to panic button. If Mayhem hits it, we'll have the artifact protection. You're infinitely weak forever. Now we're on Pen Nib. You're intangible, so this seems like a go-to. So much garbage. Apply 1 vulnerability, draw a card. Me defend. Don't even play the turbo. Although if we play the turbo, we can virus and then dump our hand. You know what? I actually like that. Next turn, gain block, gain damage. And then next turn, gain block, and gain damage. We can get all of those out of the hand. We create some more functions. That's what we want to do. Clunk, 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 clunk. Gain 5 blur. You know what? I'll do it. Might as well. We're rolling over the block permanently now. I don't know. Give me a 30 damage flail. I only have to hit you 3 times. Okay. Dunk, 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 dunk. Art of War. Probably not going to be played too often. We don't need a follow-through. RoboChop is admittedly a little bit tempting, but I don't think so. Oh god. Writhing Mass. But now we take no damage, and we have Sentient Form, and sure, be weak. We're gonna be negatively affected by things, but at least we do have the Horseshoe. Apply 1 week. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time and just create a power. And actually, I think here I'm just gonna play like nothing. Harrison says, Writhing Mass is the main reason I don't take Runic Dome anymore. Or you could just hope that you don't get Runic Dome. That works too, right? Oh, this is so good. We have Infinity Blur now. And 2 Sentient Forms, but it's a lot of energy to pay early for no value for a long time. You're not gonna add garbage. Ding, ding, ding. Oh my god, everything just happens so quickly. I have no idea. I can't follow it. We got another blur. We have 4 blur. I mean, that blur is only getting higher. Gonna blur higher. Harrison says, I used to hate Runic Dome, then I loved it, now I hate it again. I mean, I feel like especially on Downfall, at least for me, I don't understand what the enemies are doing, so I feel like I need to know what the enemies are doing. Look, as long as you're not adding garbage to my deck, I will blur for infinity. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Apparently that was a pen nib. You have 18 turns of vulnerability on you, huh? It's pretty good. I've also have 26 blur and 28 block next turn. My iron waves are getting very large. Apply 11 vulnerability, gain 11 blur, next turn gain 17 block. That's probably a card we don't have to play. Draw 5 cards. I feel like I need more damage. In fact, I only have 1 card currently that does damage. You know what we need? Replicate. There we go. Now I've got a card that actually does some freaking damage. So do damage. Do damage. Draw. Do damage. Do 24. Plunk. Root of Sharpness. Gain 25 counter. Gain 9 block and code. Safeguard. I mean, I have defends that are basically the same thing. And as we've learned, we actually have a bit of a lack of damage. Adding another block doesn't seem like what we want. We want to thin out the deck. Constantly get thinner and thinner and thinner. Thank God for flails, and we drew them both on turn 1, and we can actually pen nib it as well. Well, you know? Give me a vulnerability potion. Give me a flail. Give me a max output. I hate drawing this, but give me a flail. I mean, in theory, I might be able to virus kill you next turn. In fact, I'm definitely going to be able to virus kill you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. That was the easiest fight I've ever had against that boss, I feel. Muddle. Yo, that's a good one. At the start of your turn, gain a random card with encode. It costs 0 until played. Library. Repair is very interesting. Quick Necromancer kills, ease my soul, says Harris. Yup. Balthazar says, my goal has been to get to thinner and thinner decks for years now, but I keep adding cheeseburgers to my deck. I mean, I'm at 28 cards. That's pretty thick. But I mean, 5 of those were Apparition. Several of those were Transformations. And then several of those are like key enablers that we have in the deck. I only have, for damage, Replicate, 2 flails, a fragment, and a virus. That's the only damage I have in my deck right now. Good God. Library is interesting, because with Library, we can constantly be creating cards that get stronger, and it's free. But it's 2 cost, which is a little expensive, and it's gonna add a random card to our deck every turn. And some of the cards are really bad. They have negatives, like your function exhausts, your function etherealizes. I don't think we need it. I think our deck works, we just need to not fill it up with things like this, although it is tempting. Okay, we've got the keys. I have 100 gold. I can remove or upgrade. Removing a defend would be nice. Removing a, honestly, flail would be okay. I'm not gonna remove the virus. It is actually good for getting rid of cards. I don't like full release. I don't care about getting a power. I want my cards every turn. So honestly, you are bad. Get out of my deck. All right, we got a lot of potions. Increase all numbers on encoded cards by 1 except cost. Muddle expensive cards, gain counter. And you are Time Eater. We should really upgrade blockchain, I feel. Should play one more card. Dun-dun. Never go full release. There's no reason to play Apparition. I don't really want to play Mayhem right now, so we play this and this. Actually, we can play Mayhem because we have Virus in hand. Full release actually does work specifically well on this boss. Yeah, but I don't really want any of my cards to be powers because I want them to get hit by sentient form. That's the thing. This is definitely a turbo situation. I mean, I think we're just gonna play our entire hand. Fragment's a decent card to get with maximum output. We'll make you weak. Play this one again. Turbo. Little sentient form. Little flail. I mean, thank God for these apparitions. Clean error. Oh, it didn't get hit by sentient form because we didn't draw it. Very interesting. I need that one. Draw, gain block, we don't need that. Oh, and Constructor is not going to be added to the beginning, but that's fine. We don't have any blur, no reason to panic button. Let's just play this. Did you empty fist? Yes, you did. Get to steppin'. What the hell's happening? That was a flail. Welcome! I'm finally all caught up on your Slay the Spire videos, but now working on Dead Cells. Good luck. I looked it up today. I have over 350 Dead Cells videos, I think. It's a fine, fine game. Also, welcome and thank you for saying hi. Zero says, I suppose the best card for full release is blockchain because it's essentially a barricade. So, full release works well with blockchain. It also works pretty well for weakness or vulnerability because you only really need one per turn. It also works for draw, but maybe you want to combo the draw and get a lot of draw repeatedly. It works for giving you block. There are reasons to have full release, but I really want my cards to get hit by that sentient form. Apply 3 weak, apply 3 vulnerability. Start there. Gain 3 blur. Smack ya. Clean sadness D. Can't play it. Don't need to play it though. We could turbo. No reason to. 120 damage signature move becomes 1 damage. Yep. Sure. Play this and this. That was a pen nib. There's 5 blur. Get out of my deck. And you know, at this point, we don't really need to worry about what we're playing. We just play any function that shows up in our deck because we have only functions, basically. Zero says, I think my favorite card is Crying Child F. Clean Sadness D is the one that I have. Believe me, I am not sad about my Clean D. Oh. I forgot that that card gives you infinity draw. We should probably virus out the turbo at this point. I really don't want it to get played automatically, but it shouldn't. And we need a damage card in the deck. So why don't we take a quick look here? Play that. Draw 7. All right, I can't play virus anymore. My energy. I'd have to virus my draw card, or you know what? Play it first. So here's the thing. Draw. Nope. Don't worry, one of these days I'll figure out how to do this. I guess we could just play Replicate 3 times to add another one to our deck, another attacking card, but I mean, you're 60 turns weak, 60 turns vulnerable. Okay, so give me draw. We turboed. Oh, this works. So play. Yeah. Play this. Then we can virus, and you're dead anyways. Another draw card makes you draw infinite. I'm kind of hopeful that I can find another one. Or you know what we should do? If we if we class default go to, we can get multiple of them. That's what we should do. Because we can get 3 of them in our deck by playing that in the correct order, but it's entirely dependent on order. Terminator would work because it can draw the draw card. You just need either of those. Well, we're gonna go to the shop with 100 gold. Let's see. Okay, well, we're dead. We're not actually dead, but we're almost dead because I have only a defend in hand. Muddle. This will muddle a sentient form, but with turbo we can play everything anyways. Dex. Dex means if I Dex duplicate defend, that gets us to 28 block. Or does it encode the copy of the defend? I don't know. Increase all numbers on encoded cards, muddle, gain counter. Yeah, this is not a good draw, obviously, but it's fine. Play this. Play this. Play this. I think we'll play this. I think we'll play this. Everyone gets vigor. At that point, it's not going to matter. Yeah, so it didn't encode it twice, which is what I was hoping for. So we are going to, I mean, we're just going to take some damage here. Not much. We took 7. The temporary HP kept us alive a little bit. Oh, wow. I didn't think about that, but because Mayhem hit Void, Bewildered activated and randomized the cost of our hand. Thank God, though, that we have apparitions. So there you go there. I would rather have the statuses. I'll play another apparition here. We'll just end turn. Again, not a good draw again, but the dazes in the discard pile don't bother me too much. You can't do anything to me. Horseshoe is very good against you, apparently. Virus, my flails! Oh, damn it. Well, work on you then. At least you're almost dead now, but that was pretty bad. We still have plenty of apparitions in the draw pile, though. You're still gonna add garbage, oh whale. But I hate you. Next turn, gain block and code. Deal damage applied weak. Next turn, gain block. This. Play this. This. Although it literally did no damage. 2 turns of intangibility, so we're guaranteed to draw one of them. Okay. So what do we want on our first card here? Probably a fragment. Have we already played Go-To? Oh, it probably got... Yeah, it got virused. We gotta get rid of that card. Replicate can still do damage, you know, by replicating, but Virus getting hit by Mayhem has screwed me so many times. We should have given you vulnerability. And that was our... No, we still have one turn of intangibility. You have buffer. Okay, we're starting to get our cards out there. They're starting to ding-a-ding-a-ding. 50 damage kills you. Oh, thank you, Gremlin Horn. You have demon form. You're gonna be a bit of a problem. We should kill you first. Do we want a virus? Not really. We could replicate and then play this to gain block, but we don't have blur. So I'd rather get this function next turn, I think. We should, well, I don't know if we're gonna get rid of Bewildered, but if we should play it because we can play Bewildered and then Turbo. Oh. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Mayhem is bad. I like free cards, but this class doesn't enjoy random plays. I think the Mayhem is fine. The issue is when it hits Virus, which is not a good card, I think. Got a lot of damage in hand. Not much else. We need that. We need this. We don't have a lot of block on this turn, unfortunately. Virus can get another card out. We gotta pay for it. It does allow us to gain some block, though. Gotta think. Can I kill you? I'm not gonna be able to kill you. We're getting close, though. I think I will play the virus. Can't play it. We're gonna hit Pen Nib. You know, I might have been able to kill the defect. That might have been a little bit better. Because we're gonna take a big hit, but we're not gonna lose our Lizard Tail, so we can just rest later. And that's acceptable, I think. I just need more block enablers. Why do I have so few blocks in this deck? What happened? I think they just all exhausted. I think that's what happened. Well, no. Oh, there they are. Draw pile. Oh, look at that. Well, I don't have any draw, so we have to kill you, and I would really like to kill the defect as well. Probably not gonna happen. Next turn, gain block, gain block. 28 damage. If I kill you, everyone gains strength, including me. Lizard Tail will bring me back with 15 health. This is a little sketchy. I might have to kill the defect first. I got block cards in the draw pile and weakness, I just didn't draw them now. Muddling's not gonna help too much. Increase the cost of encoded cards by 1. I could get one more block. I don't think Lizard Tail's gonna keep me alive on this one. I think we're dead. Unless I can kill the Ironclad and the defect at the same time. Oh, you know what? If I kill the defect, I at least get a buffer. You think we could do that? With vulnerability, maybe. $30 plus 60 plus a virus, we might get you. Oh, that's close. All right. We lived. We kept our lizard tail too. Clunk, 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 clunk. Oh my god, virus. We had to play it earlier, but I hate that it ruined my entire deck. 2 metallicize, a Molotov cocktail. Put five voids on top of your draw pile. No! Skip! I have 142 gold. What can we do? I can remove 1 card. I can get some potions. Energy, dexterity. I could buy 2 potions, or remove a card. We might not want to play Mayhem. We don't have to remove it, but we could. It has been screwing us up, admittedly. And especially on this boss. It's gonna add garbage. You know, if we draw Bewildered and then we Mayhem, remove Virus. I kind of like Virus because if we have curses in hand, we can play Virus to purge them. So Virus does have a reason to exist. It's just not great. But Mayhem, you know, if it hits Bewildered or Virus, that's pretty bad. Can we get a fragment for more damage? Damage isn't a problem. The retain on Virus means that once you draw it, it's fine. The problem on the last combat was that we didn't get any of our blocks or blurs. They all got exhausted thanks to Mayhem hitting Virus. So I think we just don't play Mayhem or we remove it. Numbers on encoded cards by 1. We can play Muddle to get energy, so we don't need the energy potion. So, you know, I think we actually will get rid of Mayhem. I think it's screwing us up. So there you go. And then with 1... let's not buy anything. We need to rest. Done. Watch our Iron Defect now. Meow. It doesn't matter. We either Apparition... Well, we're probably not going to Apparition through Meow, but we, in theory, could. But really, once we get Blur going and we get enough block, we can just block the big hit, or let's just let Lizard Tail keep us alive, and then we start rolling over block. This is fine. Like, I don't care how much damage Neo does. Also, there's no spikes. So we'll do a Soul Burn, we'll do a counter. We don't need a Muddle, and we don't need Machine Oil. We don't need to play Apparition. It's an unfortunate turn for it. What we do need to do is Blockchain Fragment. We're gonna draw excess cards, and if we draw Blur Enabler, we can get the Blur going. We did not draw Blur Enabler, which is class default, but we did get a Sentient form. We could Bewilder it, but we're gonna play Machine Oil anyways, so I think you just play Bewildered. Then Machine Oil will re-roll Sentient Form and Flail. Not Machine Oil, Spiked Energy Drink. They both cost 1, which is totally fine. I think we will probably weaken you. And then we can either gain Artifact, which is a little unnecessary, or draw 1, which probably does nothing. Getting the Apparition there sucks, but it's fine. That was just temporary HP anyways. I'm doing 21. So class default right now is a draw enabler. That seems really nice. Now, unfortunately, there's not much else to do on this turn, but that's okay. Draw 1 card, apply 1 vulnerable. No reason to Machine Oil that. I don't know what... Machine Oil's a strange potion for me. I don't really know how to utilize it effectively. So we could virus our hand to get rid of some garbage, but I want to create more functions. Draw 1 card, apply 1 vulnerability. Next turn, gain 8 block in code. It's free, but we might as well get it out there, right? We don't need to play this. We can keep it in the deck, make it free. I think we will play... Defend. We should probably play that potion at some point. We could make it draw 2. Like, play this. Upgrade this so it draws more in the future, in turn. Oh my god, what happened? Flawed! I didn't notice the flaw. That's my bad on that one. Well. Wonder how much, we have enough in the deck. As bad as that was, I completely blanked on the flawed. Look, it's been a while since I played Slay the Spire. I forgot that that was even a thing. It's still fine. Believe it or not, it is still fine. We have enough block, blur, and damage in the deck. We got the replicate. Okay. Icky, defend, burn. I gotta pay more attention to that, absolutely. Haunted, ethereal. That one is very annoying. But 33? I think we'll play this, and then exhausting all of this is totally fine. What a hand. I mean, that's actually like not a bad turn. Now we have a very limited deck right now. I am a little bit worried that we're not gonna have enough, oh, we have at least 1 draw card, that we're not gonna be able to put up enough block for the big hit, but hey, that's what Lizard Tail's for, baby. What I do want is this. Draw all of those cards, make them better. End turn, we'll draw them again. We are rolling over 50 block. We might be able to get to enough block. You're gonna hit for 100. Oh, you're weak, you're only hitting for 70. We'll be fine. We should probably dump the Icky at some point. Gain block. Gain more block. So that's enough block. Let's get rid of this. Remove both of your artifacts there. Now, do I want to add a damage card to the deck? Deal 13 damage, deal 12 damage, deal 10 damage. Why not? Let's work on another card. So, thank God we have just barely enough still in this deck. Bewildered got removed. Thank you. So I have 15 blur. We're slowly removing the garbage that was added. We still have a wound and a burn, though. It's very weak damage, but it'll scale. So we want to play this. When did I lose? When did I lose all my block? When did that happen? It must have hit me pretty hard. That's the draw one. So you hit and draw. Kind of still wish we had turbo. But we're rolling over infinity block. Goodbye, flawed. You would be very annoying to have in the deck still. Dun. I'm a little saddened that you ditched the turbo intentionally. So the reason why I didn't think that we needed it was because we lost all of the other draw cards. With only one draw card in the deck, we can't really go infinite or anything. So yeah, the Haunt and the Flawed were annoying. We got rid of a lot of good cards. Draw one card, apply vulnerability, lots of block, which is what we want. So those being lost was certainly annoying. But we should be fine. I mean, we're scaling faster than Neo at this point. Just need to make sure we have enough block to avoid being one shot on the big turn, which we have enough block. You're only hitting for 141. Only! You're only hitting for 141. And we have some of the biggest iron waves I've ever seen. So the deck worked. My poor play almost cost me everything though. You know what? Don't draw. Now draw. All right, and we won. Beautiful, easy. Automaton, Iron Tsunami. It's a, I mean, it's kind of just like a classic way of building the character, which is you just want cards that have big numbers, and you can either encode them and then just have good cards, or you can make them stronger. We made them very strong on this run. I've never really played with those forms, but that's pretty fun. Status cards may now be played for useful effects, so it's better than Medical Kit. Interesting. Dekka's Washers and Donu's Washers. At the start of the first 3 turns of each combat, draw an additional card. At the start of combat, gain 2 energy and add 1 void into your draw pile. That one, maybe not. You probably don't need that much energy on turn. You sometimes don't need that much energy on turn 1, but for the first 3 turns, drawing an additional card is really good. Zero says, I miss the old Dekka Washers. So they must have been changed at some point in Downfall's development, but I don't know what the previous version of this item did. Being able to play status is very handy. I don't know what kind of useful effects we would be talking about here. Maybe things like Void gives you energy. I don't know. It used to be draw 3 on turn 1 and added days to your draw pile. So it functioned as basically another backpack. I can see the reason to change it, because combine this with the backpack, with the silent, you could be drawing way too many cards on turn 1, and there's already 2 relics in the game that draw more on turn 1, backpack and the silence relic, so something being a little bit different is quite nice. 3 cards over 3 turns is really helpful. This one, I don't know. This one would be situational. Sometimes you have expensive turn 1 hands, you know, if you put a expensive card in a bottle, but and the Void ruins 1 energy and 1 draw in the future. So this one has way more of a positive and a negative. Dekka's Washers is just purely a huge positive. Yeah, Dekka's is just a very good upside. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It did lose that flavor with the change made. Yeah, now that it just has an upside. Tasty Cake says, Void gives energy, Daze applies weak, Wound applies vulnerability, Slimed draws cards. I wonder what Burn does. Maybe it heals you. That'd be kind of cool. Although you could add burns to your deck constantly and then get infinite healing, so probably not. So there you go, Automaton. Not a very good deck, not a very good run, but a good card in sentient form, making my functions very strong, giving me lots of scaling, block, draw, blur. I mean, there's a reason why I always want 1 blockchain in the deck at all times, because gaining 1 blur is insanely good. The only thing... They must have changed the art since last time I played this character too. The only thing is that you might need 2 of these or a way of increasing the numbers by 1. because ideally, you know, once you get through your deck once and you have like 1 or 2 draws per shuffle, you want to be able to have the blur out continuously, which might require +1 on this card, or something like Form, which can give it +1, or something like Class Default, where you can basically copy it. Good card, Class Default, for free. It's very good. But yeah, good run. We had like a lot of classic cards in this run. Things like Invalidate for Vulnerability, Deprecate for Weakness. You always like to have one of those in the deck. Go-To, we just added into the deck, and well, we kept it in the deck. A Fragment for both block and damage that scales. And then Blockchain and Class Default and Repulsor and Max Output, all good cards. Especially Repulsor Max Output, that's a good combination. And then we took some Larks. Panic Button with the Flails. The artifact meant that we would not be unable to gain block, and Panic Button is a good block card while we're getting Apparitions out there. And with the extra energy, we were able to play Sentient Form with Apparitions. The big negatives, well, not really negatives, but the weird ones, was the Mayhem and the Virus, because whenever Mayhem hit Virus, it basically ruined my hand, which was not fantastic. Fun run though. And for now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Slay the Spire Downfall.